We lived in the charming town of Oakville. We were best friends, me and Emily. From a young age, we were inseparable, sharing dreams, secrets, and adventures. I was known for my kind and caring nature, always putting others before herself. On the other hand, Emily had a flair for the extravagant and a keen eye for the finer things in life. As we grew older, Emily's fascination with wealth and luxury became more apparent. She would often talk about designer clothes, expensive vacations, and lavish parties she wished to attend. While I admired Emily's aspirations, I couldn't help but sense a change in her friends' priorities. One evening, while we were strolling through a local park, Emily pointed at a magnificent mansion nestled among the trees and whispered to I, "Wouldn't it be incredible to live there one day?" I smiled and replied, "Sure, it would be beautiful, but remember, happiness isn't solely about wealth and possessions." Emily brushed off my remark, insisting that her desire for a luxurious lifestyle was merely a result of wanting the best life had to offer. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that my friend's pursuit of material wealth might be overshadowing what truly mattered in life: genuine relationships and personal growth. One fateful day at a charity gala, Emily had the chance to meet James, a successful entrepreneur with a heart of gold. They were introduced by a mutual acquaintance, and sparks flew instantly. I observed the connection between Emily and James, but couldn't ignore the nagging concern in her heart. Emily and James began dating, and their relationship quickly blossomed. Emily felt like she was living a fairy tale, swept up in the excitement of dating someone successful and wealthy. However, I started noticing subtle changes in her behavior. Emily seemed more focused on the expensive gifts James gave her and the admiration she received from their social circles than on the genuine connection we shared. Feeling the weight of her worries, I decided it was time to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Emily. I chose my words carefully, expressing my concerns with empathy and understanding. "Emily, I worry that your focus on material things might be overshadowing the love and connection you have with James. It's essential to value what's in a person's heart rather than their bank account." Emily grew defensive at first, dismissing my words as mere jealousy. But as we continued to talk, she began to realize that her pursuit of luxury might be causing harm to her relationship and, more importantly, to her own happiness. Days turned into weeks, and I could see the internal struggle Emily was facing. On one hand, she cherished the time spent with James, enjoying his companionship and the finer things he provided. On the other hand, she felt a void in her heart, knowing that something essential was missing. One night, during a grand party at James' mansion, I observed Emily amidst the glitz and glamour. She seemed distant, as though the extravagance around her failed to fill the void in her soul. I couldn't bear to see my friend this way, torn between her genuine feelings and her desire for material wealth. After the party, I mustered the courage to share my observations with Emily. "I see you struggling, Emily. Maybe it's time to reflect on what truly brings you happiness and fulfillment. Is it the luxury or the love and the connection you share with James?" I gently asked. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes as she finally let her guard down. "I don't know. I'm so torn. James is wonderful, but I can't shake this feeling that I'm not being true to myself," Emily confessed. I embraced my friend, offering a reassuring presence. "It's okay, Emily. We all face internal conflicts. What matters is that you're willing to confront these feelings. Take some time to reflect on your values and what truly matters to you." In the following days, Emily took my advice to heart. She sought solace in quiet moments of self-reflection, looking deep within herself to understand her desires and priorities. Her heart led her to acknowledge that the pursuit of material wealth was not the key to lasting happiness. Emily decided to have an open and honest conversation with James. She expressed her gratitude for everything he had given her, but also her inner conflict about her own desires and what truly brought her happiness. Much to her surprise, James showed immense understanding and respect for her feelings. Although Emily's relationship with James came to an end, it was not out of bitterness or disappointment. They parted as friends, acknowledging that sometimes the paths we walk must diverge for the sake of personal growth and self discovery. In the weeks that followed, Emily dedicated herself to exploring her passions and finding joy in simple pleasures. She started volunteering at a local community center, helping others in need and discovering the joy that came from making a difference in people's lives. Through this journey, Emily and my friendship deepened further. I was by her side, cheering her on every step of the way. Emily's transformation was evident, and she found contentment in living authentically, free from the burden of materialistic desires. As the years passed, me and Emily continued to support each other through life's ups and downs. Emily became a successful entrepreneur in her own right, but her definition of success had evolved. Instead of chasing material wealth, she focused on making a positive impact on others and finding joy in the relationships she nurtured. Our story became a testament to the strength of friendship and the power of self discovery. My bond with Emily served as a reminder that true happiness lay not in the pursuit of wealth and possessions, but in embracing authenticity, compassion, and the genuine connections we forge with others along life's journey.
I fell in love with my teacher. Hi, I'm Brian, a high school student. It all started when I entered the high school. Till now, I had no girlfriends, but I was attracted to many girls. But here in high school, I found myself captivated by the intellect and charm of my English teacher, Miss Emily Thompson. Her passion for literature and her ability to ignite a spark of curiosity in her students set her apart from the rest. At first, it was her knowledge that I loved. But over time, I began to feel a deep admiration for Emily that surpassed the boundaries of typical student-teacher relationship. I began to like her, as if there was something pulling me closer to her. I wanted to be with her. I continued to excel in Emily's class. Our connection grew stronger. We engaged in intellectual discussions and shared our thoughts on literature, art, and life. Emily recognized my potential and nurtured my talents, providing me with guidance and encouragement. Meanwhile, I found myself mesmerized by Emily's radiant smile and her ability to make the classroom come alive with her enthusiasm. I was slowly falling in love with her. I wrestled with conflicting emotions, aware that my feelings for Emily were unconventional and frowned upon by societal norms. I knew she was my teacher and that we can't have a relationship ever. I understood the importance of maintaining professional boundaries and the potential consequences of acting on my emotions. Yet, I couldn't help the surge of affection that washed over me whenever I was in Emily's presence. Her simple talks made my day. I was on the moon. Keeping my feelings a secret, I found solace in my closest friend, Sarah. I told Sarah, I love Emily. I know this isn't going to work, but I can't stop loving her. I knew Sarah would listen to me without judging me. She has been with me since our kindergarten days. Sarah listened to everything I said, and then she advised me to not allow my emotions to overpower me. She said that a teacher can never be a lover, and that my emotions would only ruin the present. As months passed, my admiration for Emily remained steadfast. But I came to realize that it was more than just a romantic infatuation. I saw Emily as a mentor, guiding me not only academically, but also in understanding myself and the world around me. I cherished our intellectual connection and the safe space she provided for me to express my thoughts and dreams. I understood the importance of maintaining professional boundaries and respecting Emily's position as my teacher. I channeled my feelings into creative endeavors, pouring my emotions into my writing and using it as an outlet for my unrequited love. I strived to maintain a healthy perspective, reminding myself that my education and personal growth should remain my primary focus. In a cruel twist of fate, tragedy struck Emily's life. Her husband was arrested for an accident. She was in a turmoil. I wanted to safeguard her. She cried on my shoulders, and I felt her pain so much. I wanted to help her. So, I met my lawyer friend and asked her to help Emily. It took almost 6 months to set Robert free. After Robert was free from the case, he noticed me and Emily together. He began doubting that we were in relationship. And then Emily and Robert started fighting over it. I was so taken aback that I was the cause for their fight. I decided to meet Robert and make him understand that there was nothing what he thought. But Robert had his head high. He was furious we met on an empty street and he began to scream. And then he punched me on my face. I was shocked. I tried to run, but again, Robert nabbed me and began to attack me. It was high time I acted. I pushed him so hard that his head hit a pole. His head was bleeding. I was terrified. I didn't know what I should do, so I eventually ran from the spot. I hid myself in my house. I was constantly getting a call from Emily, but I didn't know how I should tell her the truth. The whole night, I was struck. It was morning, and the cops were standing at my door. I was captured in the CCTV. Robert was dead due to overbleeding. I felt so guilty. I could have helped him if I would have taken him to the hospital. I was guilty because I thought I murdered him. In inquiry, I revealed everything that had happened. The cops also checked the CCTV, where they realized that what I was saying was the truth. I was sentenced to 6 months of prison. In prison, I dedicated myself to self-improvement, seeking therapy and trying to forgive myself for what I did. I never wanted to kill Robert, but what happened was not under my control. I wanted to make Emily's life better, but my actions made it worse. Over time, I found solace in accepting responsibility for my actions and working towards redemption. I recognized that my love for Emily had been tainted misplaced intentions. Through therapy and reflection, I learned to differentiate between admiration and need for emotional boundaries. 6 months later, I was released from prison. I am different now. 6 months before, I was a happy-go-lucky boy. I'm a person who was a cause for someone's death. All my innocence is lost. I want to meet Emily and ask for her forgiveness. But I know now, she doesn't even want to look at me. I do keep a watch on her. I see her going to college. But now, her smile is missing. I'd ruined everything. I hope one day everything would be fine again. If you like my story, do like, subscribe and comment.